Hey, kia ora, Helen, Brahms here, coming live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling, magic Monday. And what's so magical about today? Well, the company that I work for, Mailbox Power, where I work on their help chat, they are doing a major announcement today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And I am super, super excited to find out what's happening, because they do not schedule these calls unless it is something major and super beneficial to their users and everything else. So I am like on the countdown. It is 11 a.m. Pacific time today. It is now 8:17, which means I have just under 3 hours to wait. And I'm like, I am just like vibrating with excitement. I've already been for one walk with Zephy. As soon as I get off this, we're taking another walk, because I just need to get rid of this energy, because I do have to calm down and get some work done this morning before the announcements at 11 o'clock. And I have a ton of work to get done this morning. And I got a call back from the RV repair guy. He's going to be here tomorrow to fix my front AC, which is just in time, because we're going to be hitting the 90s this week. And I'm definitely going to need that second AC. So, yeah, he's curious to come and hear this rattle that it has. So, yeah, so we've got that ready to go. So we've got him booked in for this week. We're about to go for another walk to try and get rid of this excess energy that I seem to have this morning. It's all because of the excitement. Let's see, on day one of the health challenge. So this morning I actually pulled out my scales and my tape measure and recorded my weight and my measurements. And that's all gone away for 30 days. I'm not doing it again till the end of the challenge. Let's just say that. But I'm curious to see how, I'm sort of like, okay, now that I know my base, and I think that's with the first one, I didn't get my baselines at the beginning, and I think it would have been helpful if I had. So now that I know what the baselines are, I am ready to get in there and get this work done. I've set some different goals for this health challenge, like doing more workouts rather than just a lot of walking. So I've got the meditation. So I've got the 21-day meditation that I'm doing, and I'm on, technically it's day 4, but I'm on day 3. And it was actually a different one this morning. We did a body scan meditation, which was kind of interesting. I've never done anything like it before. But it was taking you through different parts of your body, just starting at the top and working our way down. And what were you feeling? Was there any tension there, any pain, any tingling, that sort of stuff? And Zephy came out almost towards the end of it, and I was sitting in the recliner. And they wanted you sitting upright with feet on the floor, or you could be laying down, but I chose to sit in the recliner. If I went and lay down, I probably would have fallen asleep, which for today was not good. So Zephy came over, and she sat right next to the chair. So I just reached over and started petting her, and I noticed, normally if I want some de-stressing, I just go and spend some time with Zephy and give her some scratches, and we may have a hug or two, depending on how receptive she is to being hugged. Sometimes she doesn't like being hugged. Like if I pick her up to hug, like if she senses I'm going to pick her up, she'll run away. She will literally run to the other end of the vehicle, or try and make herself as close to the ground as possible, so I can't pick her up. But she's learned that doesn't work too well. But today she came over, and so that helps me get rid of the tensions, just playing with her and spending time with her. And but during the meditation, I noticed that I was calming down and releasing some of the tension, but there was still tension there. But when Zephy came over and I started like scratching her head, because that was all I could reach at the time, just started scratching her head, and she would just move her head around to where she wanted, and then she'd move her body so she could get her butt scratch in and all that. I noticed that as the meditation's going on and as I'm stroking Zephy, everything's just like melting away. It was like, wow, that is so cool. Because Zephy will calm me down and help relieve the stress and that sort of stuff. And the meditation does the same thing as well. But to literally have the tension just leave your body and melt away, that was awesome. So it brought two powerful things together, the meditation and stroking Zephy at the same time and giving her scratches, just melted the tension away. So those two powerful, so that was really cool. Their day 4 one, which I'm curious on, is going to be about something to do with chakras. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't read ahead that far. I just saw something about chakras for day 4, and I'm like, ooh, that'll be interesting. So I had a great start to the morning. I still have my 10 pages to read in my book, And what else do I have to do? I've got to do my exercise for the day. But I have to find my resistance bands. I have resistance bands, and I can't remember where I put them. But they fold up really small. So, see, in the RV, you've got space restrictions, a lot of space restrictions. But not only do you have restrictions on how much space you have, because I have a lot of storage space in this RV, and not all of it is taken up, which is a good thing. But one thing that you have to remember, that you might have all the storage space, but how much does it weigh? Think about that, because when you're putting it, and I love my books, but I can't carry many books with me because of the weight. So it's kind of like, thankfully I'm parked for now, so I can have a few more books in here. But when I get back out on the road again, there's going to be books going into storage, and I want to be taking essential books with me. And some of my journals will be going into storage as well because they're full. So that's what I'm in the process of doing, is going through and sorting through everything, not to lighten it up, but just to clean up and declutter. And it's a spring clean. It is spring, right? Yes, it's a spring clean. So I'm spring cleaning the RV by going through and doing a lot of sorting, getting through a lot of stuff that needs to be gotten through, and which is actually really cool because I got rid of a lot of stuff yesterday. So while I was watching The Hobbit, and I did end up getting all 3 movies in. I actually started the 3rd movie because it was too early to take Zeffy for a walk, and started the 3rd movie, and we stopped at about, it was 2 hours and 43 minutes in length. That was the only one that was under 3 hours. It was 2 hours 43 minutes, and we must have watched like about 45 minutes of it, because it was just under 2 hours that was left when we put it on pause, went and had the walk, came back, sat down here and had dinner. And dinner was this yummy salad that I had ordered from Cheesecake Factory when I got the pineapple upside down cake, as well as the brunch. We had chicken and waffles and upside down pineapple upside down cake cheesecake for dessert. That was lunch yesterday, and then, well, brunch, because we did it between movie 1 and movie 2. And then I had this yummy salad, and it's their chopped salad that they have, and it's really, really good. And it comes with chicken in it, but I also added some steak to it as well. And I think I put it on my Facebook page yesterday. But it was a really yummy salad, and I had the vinaigrette comes on the side, because I'm not a person that pours or wants it tossed. I dip the fork, and then I don't like wet salads. Coleslaw is okay, but salads, no. I'm very rarely have dressing on salads. I usually eat my salads dry. But it was really good, and the steak had cooled down as well, and that was very tender steak that was on there. It was cooked to medium. It was very tender steak. It was actually really, really good. So I was like, I have to remember to put the steak on again next time. And Zeffy, of course, was like right here sniffing and wanting her little tidbits too. So she had a little bit of the steak. She got a little bit of the chicken. And then, of course, when I was cleaning up, she starts coming her nose comes down onto the table where I couldn't see by the bowl. And I moved it aside, and there was a piece of chicken that had fallen out of the salad that was sitting there on the table. She's like, that's mine. I didn't get a look at it. But she didn't take it off the table. She sniffed at it and kind of pulled back and looked at me. And so when I looked down there and saw what it was, I just picked it up and gave it to her, and she was fine. So, but yeah, so we did that, and then we got her treats done, and then we got the second movie finished. And I think we finished the second movie like around 7:30 or something it was. Oh no, because she didn't get the treats till later on. That's right. Yes, she did get some treats. She goes up and hits the button, but it doesn't. But she hits it on an angle so it doesn't speak. And then she looks at it, and she looks at me, and she sits all pretty. It's like, I pushed the button, and I look at her and I go, "What are you doing?" And she looks at me, and she'll look back down at the button and look back up at me, and I go, "I didn't hear anything." So I'm trying to get her to learn that if I don't hear anything, she doesn't get anything. But yeah, so we finished the movie like around 7:30 last night, and 7:45, somewhere around there. And then she got her treats done, and then we just sat and, what are we watching right now? And we got a couple of we got like about 3 or 4 different series that we watch. So which one do you feel like watching? You feel like watching, what are you up to? Quantico, which is when she's the second season with the CIA. So do I want to watch that? Do I want to watch, what's the other one we're watching? Virgin River. And there's another one we're watching, Riley Ace of Spies. And I got like about 5 different series on the go. It just depends if I feel like watching one of those, I'll go plug one of those in. If not, I'll just put my audio book on and listen to it while I do the electronic jigsaw puzzles. But in this case, last night I was doing sorting. But I did get all the sorting done and then sat down and did a couple of jigsaw puzzles before going to bed. So it was good. But today is all about creating magic, and with this announcement at 11 a.m. Pacific time, it is going to be amazing because they usually are. I'm just going on past reputation with their announcements and things. There's never been an announcement. I've never gone to one of Mailbox Power's announcements and thought afterwards that was it. We had all this hoopla for that. Yeah, I've never had that experience with them. So I know it's going to be something exciting. It's going to be something major. And if you want to come join us and find out what it's all about, there is a link in the description below to come join us at 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's just going to be an awesome day today. I gotta go get rid of some of this excitement that's bottling up. I'm also gonna have breakfast too, and I'm gonna be back by 9 o'clock because that's when I gotta get started with all the work that I have sitting here waiting for me. So go out, have a super fantastic sparkling day. We'll catch you guys back here later on this evening. I thought Steffi had something to say, but we'll catch you back here later this evening. So have a super fantastic sparkling day. Hey, konara.